Have you ever stopped to ask yourself, what happens if the stock market crashes the very day I decide to stop working? It is the one question that keeps millions of people up at night, and quite frankly, it should. Because listen to me, you can do everything right. You can save your money, you can live below your means, and you can have a beautiful nest egg sitting in your 401k. But if the sequence of returns risk catches you off guard, everything you have worked for could vanish far sooner than you think. This is the biggest fear for anyone entering their golden years, and today, we are going to face it head-on so you can stand in your truth and be secure. Now, I want you to understand exactly what we are talking about here. Most of the time, when we look at the stock market, we think in terms of averages. You hear that the market returns maybe 7% or 8% on average over 30 years. And you think, great. I'll just take out 4% or 5% a year, and I'll be fine. But listen to me, the average is a lie when you are in the withdrawal phase of your life. When you are putting money into the market, what we call the accumulation phase, volatility can actually be your friend. If the market goes down, you're buying shares on sale. But the moment you retire and start taking money out, the rules of the game change completely. Sequence of returns risk is the risk that the market performs poorly in the very early years of your retirement. Why is this so dangerous? Because when the market drops 20% and you also withdraw money to pay for your groceries, your electricity, and your property taxes, you are selling your investments at rock bottom prices. You are depleting your principal at an accelerated rate. Once that money is gone, it is gone. It is no longer there to participate in the recovery when the market eventually turns back up. You are essentially digging a hole so deep that you may never be able to climb out of it, even if the market averages a gain over the next 20 years. I want you to imagine two people, let's call them Mary and John. They both retire with $1 million. They both withdraw the same amount of money every year. Over 20 years, the stock market gives them the exact same average return. But Mary experiences a bear market in her first 3 years of retirement, while John experiences a bull market. Mary could be dead broke by year 15, while John could have $3 million left over. The only difference wasn't how much they saved or their average return, it was the sequence of those returns. That is how powerful and how destructive this risk is. So, why are you so afraid? You're afraid because you feel like you have no control over what the S&P 500 does. And you're right, you don't. You can't control the markets, but you can control how you are positioned. Most people enter retirement with the same portfolio they had when they were 50. They are heavy in stocks because they want growth. But listen to me, you no longer have the luxury of time to wait for a 10-year recovery. If you are 62, 65, or 70, your time bucket has changed. The question you need to ask yourself right now is, do I have a plan for a down market that doesn't involve selling my stocks? If your answer is no, then you are gambling with your retirement. You are playing a game of Russian roulette with your financial freedom. Now, how do we fix this? How do we take the power back? The actionable takeaway here is the bucket strategy. You must have at least 2 to 3 years of your living expenses in a cash bucket, money market accounts, high-yield savings, or short-term CDs. This is money that is safe, sound, and guaranteed. Why? Because when the market crashes, and it will crash, because that's what markets do, you don't touch your stocks. You leave your decimated portfolio alone to recover, and you live off your cash bucket. This gives you the buffer you need to outlast the sequence of returns risk. You also need to look at your guaranteed income floor. This is your social security, maybe a pension if you're lucky enough to have one, or a fixed annuity. If your basic needs, rent, food, insurance, are covered by guaranteed income, the sequence of returns risk becomes a nuisance rather than a catastrophe. You have to be honest with yourself. Can you afford to see your portfolio drop by 30% tomorrow? If the thought of that makes you sick to your stomach, you are over-leveraged in risk for this stage of your life. I want you to be strong. I want you to be secure. But you cannot be secure if you are ignoring the math of retirement. You must transition from a mindset of how much can I make to how much can I keep. Take a look at your asset allocation today. If you are within 5 years of retirement, you should already be building that cash wall. Don't wait for the headlines to tell you the economy is in trouble. By then, it's too late. You have worked too hard and for too long to let a bad sequence of years take away your peace of mind. Understand the risk, build your buckets, and stay the course with a plan that protects you in the bad times just as much as it rewards you in the good times. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.